focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my strokes, grubs, my mess ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. I didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. Afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I am so glad that you have chosen to be with me this morning for this conscious conversation. We are here to empower and to equip you with all the tools that are necessary for you to be able to create, cultivate, and curate the life that you desire. And we have been in the midst of a conversation, a series that we are doing entitled The Ministry of Value. And today we're going to focus on the currency of presence. The currency of presence. I know it's going to be a powerful and insightful and robust conversation. It's going to be enlightening and encouraging. And so I want you to hang with me for just a little while as we delve into this particular topic and have this conversation together. Now, before we get started this morning, there are three things that I need for every person watching me across every platform for you to do for me this morning. I need you to do three things. Number one, I need you to engage with this live broadcast. Send your comments, send your likes, especially those of you over here on TikTok. I need you double tapping that screen as you come in. Let's run the numbers up. I need for you to give me those likes. I'm asking for your help. I'm requesting your help. Those of you watching me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, across all of these other platforms, please engage with this particular live by making comments and giving us your thoughts, your inputs, asking questions. I love when you ask questions because then we get to have a more robust conversation. So I love when you are participating in that way. Hello, Pastor Apostle Pope. I'm so glad to see you this morning. Hey, Didi, I see you over here as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All of you that are watching across the platforms, take a moment in the comments and just say hello to me, say hi, good morning, or whatever way you want to greet this morning. Let me know where you're watching from, whether you're in Florida or you're in New York or in DC and California, or whether you may be in Europe or over in Asia, wherever you are watching from. Put it in the comments so that we know where we're getting our audience from. We appreciate your tuning in. Hello, good to see you this morning. The second thing that I need for you to do for me, if you will, please share this live. Help me to reach a larger and broader audience by sharing this live on your page, in your group chat, with your friends, your cousins, your mama, your daddy, your friend, your loved ones, everybody that you know. Copy the link if you're watching it on YouTube and send it out to everybody so that they'll know that we are on the air. Share it on your page, share it with your followers so that they'll be invited to come over and take part in this conscious conversation this morning. It's going to be a good one. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, though this is specifically for those of you who are watching me via Facebook, go in the comments and begin to tag all of your friends and family, loved ones, and even your haters, and just tag them in the comments so that they'll be alerted that we are on the air, and you help us to broaden the reach of this particular platform. It pushes us out further into the algorithm, and the algorithm does its thing to invite others to come and let them know that we are on the air here so that they're able to come and participate. Now, for those of you watching, the lighting is a little bit off. Some of my lights kind of blew out on me this morning. And so I'm kind of bootlegging it right now using lamps and other things that I can in order to be able to light this live. So if it seems a little bit dark, it's because of that, okay? So I promise we'll have it fixed by next week because we're going to go out and get new lights tomorrow. You just never know when these kind of things are going to go out. Technology, it kind of just blew out on me, but they served their purpose. I've had this lighting for about a good 6-7 years. So we're going to replace it all first thing tomorrow. And by next week, we'll be up and running again and have better lighting. So bear with me. I hope that you can see this handsome face. And that you'll stay with me long enough to have the conversation. All right. I am not being neglectful because I do recognize that this is a season that everybody goes to church. Everybody's showing up at somebody's church, or at least if not everybody, a whole lot of people who don't normally go. They are those CME people, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. CME. Okay, and so today they are piled up in somebody's building somewhere and involving themselves in the celebration, whether you're calling it Resurrection Sunday, or you're calling it Easter, or you're calling it whatever, or Ishtar, which is where the original name comes from. And it is not a Christian holiday. It is not a God-centered holiday. It's not a holiday that's focused on Christ or the resurrection. It is at its root, its core, a pagan holiday. That is centered around the goddess Ishtar or Isis, and the focus is around fertility and giving birth and new beginnings. It always happens in the spring. It shifts from time to time and month to month and year to year. And so it is not something that is Christ-centered, God-centered, or anything like that. It was adopted under the leadership of Constantine, who was trying to create an alliance between the civil government as well as the religious powers that existed during its time. And so he kind of merged a lot of these different holidays together, and we just kind of adopted it. It became the tradition. And that's not what the conversation's about today. I'm not going to get into the whole historical record of it. I'm just acknowledging the fact that, yes, this is what's going on today. And so I recognize that that's why a lot of people are not tuned in. They've gone to what's called an Easter sunrise service or some other kind of Easter service, and they're trying to get themselves ready in all the different wild colors of pink, green, and yellow, and all these other colors. And so that they can go and participate in the tradition. If that serves you, if that excites you, if that, somehow is purposeful for you, then have at it, Jack. Go for it. You get no argument or fight with me about it. I personally do not participate in it, mainly because of its origins and its lack of real meaning and purpose. So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not getting into that whole debate or anything back and forth. I used to do that and teach about that, and I realized that it was really fruitless and frivolous, because people are going to do whatever they choose to do. Okay? So, all right. So I want to stay focused on what we're talking about this morning. Today, under the heading of the Ministry of Value, that's the series that we have been teaching on for the last 2 weeks now. This is the third week, and today, this is the third installment. We're going to talk about the currency of presence, the currency of presence. So for about these next 40 to 45 minutes, I want to just have a conversation with you about presence, about the currency of presence. We've affirmed our value in the very first teaching that we did when we talked about the ministry of value. We affirmed our value, and we began to set boundaries in the second message or teaching that we did last week about setting proper boundaries, healthy boundaries for our life. In order to be able to protect ourselves and protect our energy and protect our goals. Now, in this third installment, we're going to turn to how we spend our valuable time and attention. We're going to turn to the thing that is one of the most valuable things that we have as divine beings in this three-dimensional existence. That is our time, energy, and attention. Time is the one thing that you can spend, but you can never get it back. You can redeem the time. You can make good use of the time. You can be circumspect and intentional, deliberate with your time. But once time has passed, once time is spent, once time is gone, it is gone for good. And you can't go back and snatch that time back. You can't take back a moment. You can't take back a day. You can only move on forward as time continues to march forward. One thing about life that is certain is it goes on. Life continues to keep lifing. It continues to go on. It continues to move. So the most valuable thing that you have as an investment, the most valuable thing that you possess. Hello, everyone. Hi. I see you. Thank you so much. And thank you for those likes, guys. Keep it coming. Help me to run those likes up. Let's try and reach at least 10,000 likes today. And I need your help to do so. Double tap that screen. Make sure you follow everybody that comes in the room, and everybody follows each other. And I'm going to follow everyone that's on here as soon as I get off the air this morning. So let's just keep double tapping. Thank you so much. We had over 1,000 views over on TikTok last week. Let's see if we can push that up to 2,000 today. So y'all help us out. Let's keep going. What does it mean when we talk about the currency of presence? Consider that most of our precious resources in life are not money, places, or things. They're not possessions. Consider that time and attention are the most precious, the most precious resources that we possess today. Each moment we live, we are spending our life's currency on someone or something in every eternal moment of now. So the question becomes, are we truly present in the moment and in those moments that we are spending? And are we investing our time and attention wisely? Let me ask those two questions again. And these are very important questions that I want you to ponder and think about this morning as we move through this conversation. Are you truly present in the eternal moment of now, in every single moment? Does it have your full presence and attention? And number two, are you investing your time and attention wisely? What are you giving your time and attention to? The currency of presence in this message, in this conversation, I want to suggest that being fully present is like spending your spiritual wealth and spending it wisely. I want to posture to you this morning that being intentional and deliberate about what you invest your time and attention with and to is vitally important for you to be able to live a vibrant, fulfilling, and purposeful life. These things enrich your lived experiences, your relationship. They enrich your soul. They enrich your thoughts, shift your perception, and broaden your experience as we matriculate through this three-dimensional experience that we call life. Now, on the other hand, if we are constantly distracted or mentally elsewhere, it's like you are spending your currency of time and attention and presence. It's like you're spending it on nothing, on vapor, on air. You're spending it on things that will go out and just dissipate and leave absolutely not even a residue of real purpose or real productivity. The moments that slip by us without yielding joy or yielding any meaning or that are unproductive are what we call wasted time and wasted attention and wasted presence. In our very first installment of this particular teaching, we talked about the value that's placed upon your life. Do you understand that your presence, just your being wherever you happen to be, your being and becoming in the surroundings, the environment, or the culture that you are in is precious and powerful and life altering, not just for you, but for the others who have the privilege and the honor of being in your presence. Now, I know for some people that sounds a little bit arrogant, a little bit conceited. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. You're not all that, but you are. You are all that and so much more. Your very presence, without you ever opening your words or doing anything, just your showing up shifts the entire energy in every space that you enter. When you show up fully as yourself, when you give your time and attention to a thing, you begin to affect the entire atmosphere around you, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you show up, you are having an impact on the people, places, and the things that you involve yourself with. Whether that impact is positive or negative is really not so much about you as it is about how others perceive you. You can either have, watch this, a positive impact and effect or a negative impact and effect. And both can simultaneously be happening in the same place with the same people surrounding you. And each individual is impacted differently based upon their perception of you. Not based upon you per se, but based upon how they perceive you. You only have one responsibility, and that is this: to show up authentically as your full self and to give your full presence, your time, and your attention to the moment that you are in. That is the completeness of your responsibility. You don't get to determine how they're going to perceive you, how they're going to receive you, what impact you're going to have. You can intend to have a positive impact and do those things that align with creating that kind of impact, but you don't get to determine how people are going to interpret your presence, your time, and your attention. It's not your worry or your concern. Your concern and your focus is and intent is to be the best and the highest version of yourself that you can be. To be your most authentic self in every single moment that you find yourself. To be the most integral, the most happy, the most honest, transparent, the most joyful, good, patient, loving, kind person that you can be. To show up authentically as yourself. And then also to make sure that you are not, watch this, wasting your most precious resource, which is time, your attention, and your presence. That you are not taking your presence into places where you are unwelcome and you are tolerated and not celebrated. I've used that term several times. It is a very familiar term. Go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. Make sure that your presence that you are bringing is in a place where you can be celebrated, where people honor your presence, where they understand the value of your presence, your time, and your attention. Remember, as I've told you in every single lesson, you teach people how to treat you by what you are willing to accept and where you're willing to place yourself. When you show up as your full, authentic self in places with people, in spaces, you are lending your credibility to that particular person, place, or thing. And you are giving them your precious resource of your presence, your time, and your attention. So make sure that you are doing so to those things that measure up and are worthy of your presence. There are some things that you shouldn't even give your attention to. There are some things, some people, some places that you shouldn't even give your attention to. When you give your attention to drama, unnecessary foolishness, confusion, rhetoric, and nonsense, you are lending credibility to that nonsense. You are giving it your energy. You are showing up with your presence. There are some places that you shouldn't even go. Not that you can't go. You can go wherever you choose, but you are choosing wisely where you are going to take your energy, where you are going to supply this precious resource of your presence. Is my presence valued? Is it necessary? Is it welcomed? Is it valued in this particular place with this particular person or in this particular thing? And if the answer to that is no, then you withhold your presence and reserve it for those things that are worthy of your time, attention, and your energy. Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? Not everything is worthy of your energy. Just because you're invited to a conversation doesn't mean you have to participate. Are you hearing what I just said? I said just because they invite you to the conversation by saying this or doing that or behaving in this particular manner, if you recognize that it's not going to be profitable, it's not going to be productive, it's not going to be purposeful, then you have every right, yea, the responsibility to withhold your time, attention, and your presence, even though they've sent you an invitation, even though they've tried to get you pulled in, they've tried to lure you, distract you, and seduce you into a particular situation, circumstance, relationship, a drama that does not serve your highest good. You have the responsibility to value your presence, your time, and your attention enough not to lend it to these conversations, people, places, and things that only serve as a distraction, that are unproductive, that they do not bring any real substance or sustenance to your eternal being. Are you understanding me? That I'm saying, in other words, sometimes you need to shut out the nonsense and walk right by those things that do not serve your highest good, that do not tend to cause you to prosper. Sometimes silence is an answer. Oh my goodness. Absence is an answer. Did you hear what I just said? That sometimes your silence is the most profound answer that you can give. Your absence is the most profound answer that you can give. By removing yourself, by choosing to remain silent, by ignoring the nonsense, you are elevating your own value and maintaining maintaining your high vibrational function in your higher consciousness, not wasting your most precious resource, which is your time, your attention, and your presence. This is your currency. This is your exchange. This is what you are making an investment. More important than your money, more important than your affections, more important than any other thing is your time, your attention, and your presence. It is your currency that you are using. That's right, Apostle Pope. He said, silence is loud. It is. Silence is loud and absence is visible. Woo! Let me say, man, did y'all catch that? Write that one down. Silence is loud. It can be deafening. And your absence is very visible. It's noticeable. When you are noticeably absent, when you noticeably remove your presence from a person, place, or thing that does not serve your highest good, trust me, your absence is very, very visible. Are you understanding what I'm saying? There is a well-known adage, it's a very old adage that says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift because it is the present. It is a present, the present moment. Did you catch that? The present moment, the present that you have sent yourself in your co-creation with God prior to your entrance into this iteration of your three-dimensional existence in the earth. You sent forth these breadcrumbs. We talked about this last week at these pre-sent moments that you set up for yourself that are a present for you to remind you, to recalibrate your thinking, to remind you, resensitize you to your divine purpose in being. And so stay focused on the present moment, to be fully present in every single moment. How often do we find ourselves physically in a place, but mentally in another place? Whew. Come on now. Come on. How often do you find yourself physically sitting in one place, in a classroom, at your job, at a restaurant, with lunch with friends? You are physically there, but mentally you've checked out. You're somewhere else. You're daydreaming. Something else has your attention. Something else has your focus. Something else is clouding your thoughts. And so while you are physically sitting there, you are physically present, but you have mentally checked out. Maybe you caught yourself like checking your phone or scrolling or doodling and making notes while someone's trying to talk to you or trying to hold your attention. Or you're worried about work or the kids or something else that's going on in your life while you're laying there in bed and your attention should be on rest and sleep. Yet you can't focus on resting because your mind is racing 150,000 miles an hour a second. That it's all over the place. And so you are restless and sleepless at night because you can't bring your mind into focus and be fully present where you are. How many times have you lent your physical presence to a place without giving your mental, energetic presence to the place or the thing or the person? How many of you are present right now physically in a relationship, that mentally you checked out of months ago? Oh, you still showing up, calling, texting, still going on dates, still hanging out, going to movies, still in the same house, but you have mentally, emotionally checked out. You've already moved on. Your attention is no longer there. You are not fully present. You are only present physically. See, to be present means more than just showing up physically, although that is important. Your physical presence is definitely powerful. But if you are not emotionally, mentally, spiritually present, then you are just a hollowed out shell occupying a space. How many times have you just taken up space, but you're not really fully there? Whew. Come on. If you can bear witness to what I'm saying, hit the like button right now. Double tap that screen. Hit the like button over here. Send me some hearts. Let me know that you can relate to what I'm saying. That I'm there. My body is there, but my mind is somewhere else. My body is physically present. I am still in the relationship. I got the title: husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, partner, lover. I got the title. I'm going through the motions, but mentally, emotionally, I've checked out. I'm not there. And watch this. And when you emotionally and mentally check out, your energy shifts. Did you, man? I said when you emotionally and mentally check out, your energy shifts. And when your energy shifts, it affects your attitude, it affects your perception, it affects your perspective, it affects your behavior, it affects your disposition, it affects everything. And little things that didn't bother you before begin to annoy you because you have emotionally, mentally checked out. And while you are physically still present there, you have long since spiritually walked away. And so this is why it feels so conflicted and so malevolent, and it feels so malicious, and it feels so uncomfortable, and you feel so frustrated and aggravated because you are not fully present there. You've taken your currency and already began to invest it elsewhere, even though your body has been left behind and it is still maintaining that space. You are occupying a physical space that you have mentally, emotionally, and spiritually checked out of a long time ago. Some of you are attending churches right now where you have checked out a long time ago. You're there because grandmama was there and your mama went there. And this is the family church. And I've been a member of this church for 25 years. And my great granddaddy laid the foundation. And you sit there the whole time. You ain't heard nothing the preacher said, nothing the matter of fact, you stopped listening to the deacons a long time ago when you learned to recite the prayer that they were going to pray before they even prayed it. You know what the preacher's getting ready to say? You tired of all of the mumbo jumbo and all of the rhetoric and the catchphrases: slap your neighbor, turn to your neighbor, nudge your neighbor, hug your neighbor, shake your neighbor hand like you're going to shake it off, and all the other nonsense. It's like, oh God, you already know. You know when the organ going to tune up and when Sister Gertrude is going to holler, yes, Jesus. Oh my goodness. You know how many songs the praise team is going to sing? You know they're going to do 2 slows and 1 upbeat. You know when they're going to say, lift your hands and worship, and they're going to do that same old routine. And you are physically there, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you have checked out. You are not fully present. So you are giving them the benefit of your physical presence, but spiritually, you left a long time ago. You're just sitting there, an empty shell, occupying a space. Come on now. Come on. And you are wasting your currency. Do you hear me? You are wasting your time, your attention, your physical presence, that imposing presence that your physicality brings to every place. You are wasting it on something that is no longer serving you, and you are no longer in service to it. Woo! I know that's a tough one to swallow. Go ahead and take a deep breath, because it's going to get tougher. I'm going to go a little bit further. In metaphysics, presence is linked to mindfulness and higher consciousness. You see, time itself is an illusion. It is a spatial distortion. It is not linear, it is more spiral, but it is an illusion. All that really truly exists is the eternal moment of now. Eckhart Tolle said this, and I want to read a quote by him that I think is just powerful. He says that we need to realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. He wrote this in a book called, what is it called? Oh, goodness. The Eternal Moment of, not Eternal Moment of Now, but that's bad. I can't think of the book now. The Power of Now. Okay? The Power of Now. He says, realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make now the primary focus of your life, because the moment after now is just a mist of a memory. And the moment prior to now is an imagination. It doesn't even exist yet. All that truly exists is the eternal moment of now. You are living in the present moment, the present moment, the eternal moment of now. Okay? This illusion of time allows us to fantasize about what can be and will be, and to remember, reassemble, remember, reconstruct what has been. But all that truly exists is now. So being present can almost seem like, when you are fully present in the moment, can seem like you are extending and stretching out time. The moment that you decide to be fully present, to give your time, attention, and presence to the moment, it seems as though that moment begins to expand and grow. It's not that it's actually growing, but it's that you are taking note and absorbing every moment completely. Watching a sunset, immersing yourself in prayer or in meditation, or following something or someone, being with something or someone that you love and giving it your full attention. Being completely present in that moment seems as though it stretches and expands it. You've heard the statement, time flies when you're having fun. It's not that time, the illusion, is moving any faster or slower. It is the fact that you are fully present in that eternal moment of now that makes it seem as though the time is just fleeting and going by. Or it can feel like time is slowing down and standing still, that it's not evolving, growing, or passing, but that you are fully engulfed in this moment and time now. The illusion of time changes its buoyancy and begins to stand still. This is the phenomena of giving your full time and attention and being fully physically present, spiritually present in the moment. Some of you are not present even now in the midst of this empowerment session. I am consciously aware that there are those who will turn on their phone or their computer, whatever device you're watching me on, turn it on, and then go about cooking dinner or, getting dressed for a service or getting prepared for something else or working on other things or working out in the gym or doing something. You are doing 50 other things while this kind of plays as the background noise while you are doing what you are giving your attention to. This generation has now elevated the idea of multitasking. But you do understand that when you are multitasking, you are fracturing your attention. You are not giving your full time, attention, and intention to the thing or that you should be focused on, but you are fracturing it, giving a little bit here and a little bit there. And yes, while you might accomplish a few things, you are not performing at your highest level. You are not producing the level of excellence that you could if you were fully present in the moment, if you were giving your full attention. You see, I have this saying that I think I coined this phrase, that what you give your attention to, you give intention to. The other more well-known colloquial phrase is that where the energy flows, that the energy flows where the attention goes. That wherever you give your attention, that's where your energy flows to. I say, what you give your attention to, you give intention to. You are pulling it toward you and pulling you toward it. But if your attention is fractured, if it is divided, then you find yourself magnetically drawing all of these different things toward you, and you feeling drawn in all of these different directions, thereby feeling confused, discombobulated, and frustrated because you are trying to give your attention to so many different things, people, places. You are putting your attention in all of these places, trying to multitask, trying to juggle, trying to please all of these different people on different fronts, trying to be proficient in all of these different places, trying, as the old folk used to say, you become a jack of all trades, but the master of none. You're not mastering anything because you are dividing your attention and dividing the currency of your presence, trying to show up in all of these places authentically, but they are only getting a piece of you and not the totality of what you can bring to the table. How many of you are juggling relationships? Hello. I just swung and hit one over the fence. Juggling relationships. And so you are giving this one some of your time and attention, this one and 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 this one. And nobody gets the full benefit of you because your attention and intention is divided among all of these different people. And you feel crazy, confused, torn because you are trying to give your attention to all of these places. It is divided. And so you feel drawn and pulled in all of these different directions. And you have all of these things coming at you all at one time. And you start to feel overwhelmed because you are mishandling the currency of your presence, your attention, of your time, of your, are you hearing me? Of your most precious commodity. You are feeling pulled and pushed and drugged over here and over there, trying to be here for this one and for that one and for this and for that, trying to do this and that, trying to be good at this. And this is most prominent, watch this, in the most talented people. People who are multi-talented, multi-gifted are often the people that are the most confused because they are being pulled in so many directions. Just because you're good at a thing doesn't mean it's the thing that you need to do. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Oh my God, let me say that again. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Y'all need to give me some hearts and likes on that one. I should see my numbers running up right now. Double tap that screen over here. Get those hearts over here. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Do you understand that your attention is a language of love? Ooh. Lord have mercy. I just switched gears again. All right, put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to that one. Okay, let me stick over here for just a second. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Some of the most gifted, talented people that I know are also some of the most fractured people that I know because they are trying to please everybody, trying to lend their gift, their ability, their talents to every place. But just because you're good at it and just because you can doesn't mean that it's the thing that you should do. Just because it's a good thing doesn't mean it's a God thing. Lord, let me say that one more time. I said just because it's a good thing doesn't mean that it's a God thing. Just because it's a good thing doesn't mean that it's a part of your purpose, not a part of what it is that you should be doing at this particular moment of time in your life. What is it that really should be occupying your time, your attention, your presence? What demands it? What is it that is the priority to helping you to be your highest vision and version of yourself? Not all of the other things that everyone else is placing a demand on you and asking of you and pulling at you to do. Just because it's a good thing doesn't mean it's a God thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I know so many people that are doing good things, but they are frustrated, they are aggravated, they are divided, they feel so discombobulated and off kilter because what they're doing, while it is good, and there are people who are benefiting from it, it is not the God thing for their life. It is not the thing that they are most passionate about. It is not the thing that they have felt the unction of the Spirit of God, the divine within, leading them toward. It is fulfilling the desire of other people. Ooh, I'm only doing this for you. Then you shouldn't be doing it. If you can't do it with your whole heart, if you can't do it with your whole chest, if you can't do it with your whole self, you don't need to be doing it. If you can't give it your whole self, your full attention, your full presence, the currency of your fullness, you don't need to do it. You don't need to be there. You don't need to invest your most precious commodity in those things that don't align with your highest vision and version of yourself. You are living a divided life, and that is the source and the root of your confusion. I'm confused. You're divided. I'm trying. It feels like I'm being pulled from pillar to post. You are, because you put yourself between pillar and post, and you're trying to please pillar, post, and person. I'm going to take a sip of tea on that one. That's good peppermint tea. You are. I'm confused. Yes, you are. I'm so frustrated. Yes, you are. It's so irritating, so aggravating. Yes, it is. Because you have taken your currency like a person with hundreds of thousands of dollars and just tossed it up in the air. And then now you're running around trying to catch it all to get it back. Scraping and scrambling all over the ground, trying to gather it together because you threw your attention, you threw your presence, you threw your time out up in the air and said, here it is. Get what you can get, grab what you can grab. And you're left frustrated. And you're left aggravated. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Are you hearing me? Now, let me move to the other part that I said. Energetically, presence and attention is a language of love. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm almost done. My time's almost up. That your presence, your attention is a language of love. When you give someone your undivided attention, you are essentially saying to that person, you matter to me. Who you are is important to me. I value you. When you divide your attention, come on, do I need to say it? You are saying to this person, place, or thing, you don't matter to me. Or you matter, but not as much as this. Or you matter, but maybe on an equal footing as that. You matter, but not completely, not a whole lot. You're important. I value you, but not as much as I value this. I don't value who you are or what you have to say enough to listen, to give you my attention, to listen fully to what you're saying. I am listening at a cursory mode, catching every other word, subconsciously digesting, and then trying to reply and insert a thought that aligns with whatever it is that you say, even though I haven't put really any thought into what I'm saying. And that's why you end up saying things that you really don't mean, doing things that you really don't mean. But that's not what I meant. What was it that you meant? But because you are not giving it your undivided attention, then you're running off at the mouth and you're unable to really give it. And that speaks to the value that you place upon the person, place, or thing that you are dividing your attention with. If you pour your attention into something positive, then you reap the full positivity that comes from it. Think of the times that someone really listened to you. Think of the times that someone stopped what they were doing just to give you their undivided attention. Think of how it made you feel, how valued, how seen, how heard, how important, how special it made you feel. Because this person set aside whatever it is that they were involved in just to give you their undivided attention. No interruptions, no phones, no scrolling, no distractions, just listening to what you have to say. Tuned in, focused, being impeccable with their words and listening impeccably to your words. Didn't that feel validating? Doesn't it feel loving? Doesn't it feel like this person really values me? Sometimes we need to give the very thing that we desire to get in return. You can't expect people, places, and things to give you undivided attention and value you if you're unwilling to do that in return for someone else. Sometimes we also need to give ourselves undivided attention. When's the last time that you actually took the time to do something that was completely for you? Whether it was going to a spa, getting your nails done, taking a dance class, or going to a movie, going to the park, listening to some music. I took myself out to listen to some jazz last night. I just felt the hunger, the desire. And I went and I sat in a jazz club and I turned my ringer on silent and set my phone face down and just soaked up the atmosphere, listening to the music, feeling the energy in the room, the rhythms, the beats, the composition of the music, listening and feeling and soaking in the atmosphere, smelling all of the smells, tasting the drinks, and feeling just the soulfulness in the place. And I deliberately shut out everything else and was just fully, completely present in that moment. As the music went from smooth jazz to little hints of reggae, some other hints of R&B and hip hop, and then of course yeah, it was just an intoxicating moment that I needed to give to myself to refresh, to rejuvenate. Are you hearing what I'm saying? To revive myself. Giving yourself your time and attention is vitally important. Vitally important. So, where your attention goes, the energy flows. You attract to you, and you are attracted to those things that you invest your currency of presence, time, and attention to. Oh my goodness, I'm out of time. It's already 10 o'clock. I want to give you one other example, an affirmation and prayer, and we're done. Your physical presence, when you are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually present, not only affects the atmosphere, but it causes the world around you to begin to reflect what's in you, moving through you, and as you. This law that I repeat often, your outer world of form and experience is a direct reflection of your inner world of thought and feeling. When you are fully present in the moment, when you invest the currency of your presence being fully there, everything around you begins to align itself so that it reflects back to you that full presence of who you are. One of the best examples that I can find from a scriptural historical point is the story of Joseph. That entire narrative where Joseph has a dream. He tells the dream to his mother and father. His mother and father get upset and a little jealous, but his brothers just go over the top jealous. And when they start hearing this dream of his that is so big and so all-encompassing, their ego gets involved. And so they decide, we got to get rid of this Joseph. We're not going to kill him. We're not going to kill him. But what we are is going to do, we're going to put him in a position that will kind of hinder this dream from ever coming to pass. So they take him and they dig a pit and they throw him in the pit. in the hopes that he'll be trapped there and not be able to navigate or move around, and maybe a wild beast to come along and eat him and kill him, or maybe he'll just die of dehydration and hunger and thirst. Maybe, whatever will happen, but at least he'll be out of sight and out of mind. But his presence in the pit, ladies and gentlemen, his presence, his full presence, his attention on the vision for the highest purpose of his life drew him to and drew toward him an opportunity that would move him from the pit into Potiphar's house. And so these people, these Persians come along, Potiphar specifically, by that particular pit. How did they happen to show up at that pit at that moment in that place where Joseph happened to be right at that moment? His attention, his presence drew to him this possibility. And so Potiphar shows up and pulls him out of the pit. But he still doesn't put him in an expansive place that is the fulfillment of his vision. He makes him a slave. So he goes from the pit to Potiphar's house as a slave. But in his position as a slave, as a servant, his presence there began to shift the atmosphere in Potiphar's house. Now Potiphar's business became more profitable than it had ever been before. The people in his organization, everything began to run better because of the presence of Joseph. The scripture describes it like this. It says, and the Lord was with Joseph and he prospered. I struggled with that term prospered when I first read this. I remember it because when I was younger, I read it and I'm like, how in the world can the Bible say he was prosperous and he was sitting up here as a slave? But it wasn't what he was doing, his occupation, that made him prosperous. It was his presence. It was prosperity and abundance that was on him. And so his presence caused everything in Potiphar's house to begin to prosper. Through a series of events that included Potiphar's wife telling a lie and accusing him of sexual assault, Joseph now was arrested and taken from Potiphar's house and put in prison. He's gone from the pit. His presence demanded and drew to him an opportunity that put him in Potiphar's house. It changed the trajectory of Potiphar's house and caused it to run smoothly. But after the accusation, he's put into a prison. And when he goes into the prison, all of a sudden, his presence in the prison causes the entire prison to begin to run more smoothly. He found favor with the guards that were guarding him and all of the people around him. Lord, they're asking me to do this puzzle. Confirm. How do I do this? Oh, goodness. Which of these obstacles? A ship, of course. Goodness, stop that. I hate when TikTok does that. But the whole entire jail began to run smoother because of his presence. How many times have you shown up at a job, shown up in a place, shown up in a situation, a circumstance, and just because you are there, things start running smoother. Things start to improve. You start to be promoted and you didn't even ask for promotion. You weren't even looking to be promoted. Matter of fact, you weren't even looking to stay there. Joseph didn't want to stay in prison. But before you knew it, he went from just being a prisoner to being the head prisoner. And all of a sudden, now he's being promoted, and the guards have found favor with him. And he began to interpret dreams and tell them what their dreams mean. And he began to help run things in the prison. He wasn't asking for it, wasn't looking for it, and wasn't even looking to be there permanently. But his presence demanded a change and shifted the atmosphere. Your presence demands change and shifts the atmosphere everywhere you go. Sometimes you show up in places you don't even really want to be there, but just your being there causes a dramatic shift in the atmosphere, and things begin to flow differently because you showed up and you are fully present in the moment. Eventually, he goes from being in the prison to another opportunity opens, and he moves from the prison and moves into the palace as the second in command. He's gone from the pit to Potiphar's house to the prison to now the palace. And now in the palace, the entire palace and kingdom runs more smoothly, and he is seeing the fulfillment of his vision and dream. He is now living the reality of what he dreamed years ago that caused his brothers to put him in the pit. But his presence drew him to and drew to him all that was necessary to create the reality that he had already cultivated within his own heart. And he's living in the manifestation of it. Can I tell you that when you are fully present in the moment, your presence not only affects the atmosphere, but it affects you, your movement, and it moves you into opportunities that you weren't even looking for, but it is moving you toward the fulfillment of the purpose of your life. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the currency of your presence. Your presence is precious, it's powerful, it's productive, and it is purposeful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you for participating in this conversation. Go ahead and hit some likes on your way out the door before we end this conversation. We're getting ready to do an affirmation and a prayer, and we're going to close. But I need everybody watching me on TikTok to go ahead and start double tapping the screen right now. Come on, y'all, run these likes up. We are almost at the goal. I need for you to double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. Come on. Come on, do it for me. For those of you who are still sitting in the room, I see all of you there. Double tap the screen. Those of you watching me across the other platforms, go ahead and send hearts everywhere. Send those hearts, send those hearts, send those hearts. And I appreciate your doing so. We're getting ready to meditate. Not necessarily meditate, but to do an affirmation. As you hear the music coming up, I'm going to say some words of affirmation that I want you to repeat after me. And then I'm going to close us in prayer. Let's affirm this power of our presence, productivity of our presence, the currency of our presence. Close your eyes or focus in one direction. Calm your thoughts into your mind and just soak in the music. Take a deep breath and hold it until I say release. We're going to do that 3 times. Deep breath in. Your shoulders relaxing, your body relaxing. Deep breath in. Feel the energy centers within your body, your chakras igniting, turning, spinning. As energy flows freely through your being. One more time. Deep breath in. Now repeat after me. I choose to be fully present in every moment. My time, attention, presence is powerful, purposeful, productive. My attention is precious currency. Each moment of presence enriches my life and the lives of those around me. I am living fully present spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally in the eternal moment of now. Now take a deep breath in and hold it. Deep breath in. Release. Dear Father, Mother, God, Divine Presence, Divine Mind, Holy Source, and Creator. We are thankful for your presence in, through, and as divine vessels designed for you to experience and express yourself in three-dimensional form. We fully embrace our divinity and we value the currency of our presence. We vow to ourselves to invest our time, attention, and presence wisely in ways that serve and suit our highest vision and version of ourselves, and that sustains and supports the fulfillment of our original intent for being, our purpose. To invest our presence with those things that are precious, powerful, productive, and purposeful. We enter into this covenant agreement with ourselves so that by the two immutable things, your presence and ours, all words are established. Amen. Selah. And Amen. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the Emerge Empowerment Session. I want to encourage each and every one of you that's here to sow a seed today, to give a gift of some sort to help in support of this platform. How to do so is on your screen right now. Those of you watching on TikTok, you can contribute by going to our CashApp, which is $emergelec, all one word, $emergelec. and give whatever gift that you'd like to give. Or if you're giving roses on here or gifts on here, I appreciate your doing so. Or if all you're going to do is just give the likes, thank you for double tapping the screen. I appreciate it. Those of you watching me on the other platforms, you can use our CashApp, Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo, whatever method that you choose to give. But do sow some seed today to show that you value what you've heard here and that you will appreciate helping us to broaden the reach of this platform. Thank you for your love gifts. Thank you for your gifts, your seeds that are sown. Those of you who are partners, you know what's expected of you. Those of you participating in the financial fitness plan, this, man, I'm telling you, this financial fitness plan is like the best thing ever. If you want to get your finances in order and really start living in abundance, I encourage you to become a partner with the Emerge movement and get on the financial fitness plan. If you follow this plan, it is guaranteed to shift your financial reality dramatically. And in 5 years' time, your money, you will go from working for your money to having your money work for you. In 1 year's time, you will have built a financial foundation for your life where you are no longer living from paycheck to paycheck, and you are no longer struggling and robbing Peter to pay Paul. You will be sitting on top of your finances, functioning with ease and comfort, and be just 4 more years away from being in financial wealth and prosperity. The financial fitness plan absolutely 100% guaranteed works. And you can only get it by becoming a partner with the Emerge. Partnership has its privileges. Thank you, every single one of you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for tuning in and for listening. I will see you next week with part 4 of the value with our very next installment that I know is going to be listening. Have an absolutely wonderful, stupendous, and rewarding day, and we'll see you.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.